I want to stay on the same theme that we've been on for the last couple of weeks, looking at the three types of experience that we have: the pleasant experiences, the neutral experiences, and the unpleasant experiences. And I want to today to really focus in on the unpleasant experiences so that we can see how when we're more accepting of the unpleasant experiences, when we're more present with the unpleasant experiences, the unpleasant feelings, the unpleasant emotions, that we can actually find a little bit of peace in there, that we can find some equanimity, that there's a little bit of space, a little bit of freedom when we're present, when we're accepting of the unpleasant conditions. So, like everyone on this planet experiences neutral conditions, mundane, boring conditions, everyone also experiences unpleasant conditions. And yet, we imagine as though we shouldn't be experiencing them. But it doesn't matter who you are. You can be a celebrity, you can be a politician, you can be a spiritual practitioner. We all experience unpleasant conditions, unpleasant feelings and emotions, because everyone is subject to separation, to loss, to death. Everyone is subject to getting sick, to having physical discomfort, physical pain. Everyone is subject, if we're lucky, to old age. Everyone is subject to disappointment, to blame, to criticism. This is part of the human condition. And yet, somehow we kind of think it doesn't pertain to us. We have this belief that we shouldn't experience unpleasant conditions. And so when something arises that's unpleasant, we push back. We resist it. We shouldn't be experiencing it. It's like, this shouldn't be happening to me. I mean, I can see it's happening to everyone else. It's happened to me my whole life. But still, we cling, believing, no, it shouldn't be happening. I mean, people that are deeply religious, have deep faith in God their whole lives, and then experience some tragic loss, will leave their faith over it because they had a contract with God and He broke it. Like, this is how ingrained in us that we don't believe we should experience these types of conditions. And so because of that, how we push back, we'll avoid it, we'll distract ourselves, throw ourselves into a project, throw ourselves into work, numb ourselves out with drugs and alcohol, suppress it, ignore it, pretend it's not happening. All of these ways that we think that somehow we're going to be able to bypass the feelings, bypass the emotions by pushing it away. But all we're doing is we're allowing those emotions in, and we're not giving them a path to leave. So we just keep building all this emotional baggage. It keeps coming in and staying. It gets stuck. And if you look around, so many people are carrying around 5, 10, 20 suitcases of emotional baggage that's gotten stuck inside of them. It's percolating. Because no one told us how to be with unpleasant experiences, how to be with unpleasant feelings, unpleasant emotions. We never learned. So if our whole lives we've been pushing back, trying to avoid the unpleasant experiences, emotions, and feelings, let's do the opposite. Let's move towards them, to embrace the feelings, to embrace the energy that is arising, to welcome that energy, breathing into it. It's here anyway. Instead of that constricting mode that we get into, that tension that we get really tight with the unpleasant feelings, that instead we open up and we do the exact opposite and we welcome the feelings and we breathe into it. Not the story, The story is how we resist it. The story is, oh my God, what's going to happen in 10 minutes? How will I deal with it then? How will I bear it next week, next month, next year? What I'm saying is be with it in this moment. Be with the feelings. Be with the energy. Be with the physical sensations, welcoming them in. Taking 10 deep breaths, really welcoming it. Not doing it with the idea I'm doing this for it to go away. That's just resisting it kind of through the back door. It won't work. Breathing into it on the inhale. Welcoming, giving space to that energy that's already there. And on the exhale, if anything is ready to go, it can go. Don't push it away. But an exhale is a letting go. It's the path to letting go. So whatever energy is ready to be released, it can go. But then you next inhale, breathe in big again. Allow it to be there. It's there anyway. So we do our 10 breaths. And what you find at the end of 10 welcoming breaths, 10 breaths where you're accepting what's going on, 10 breaths where you're present for what's going on, is what you will find is, yes, the energy is still unpleasant. It's uncomfortable, but it's not overwhelming. And so now you can be with whatever it is that's arising. If it's some disappointment that something didn't work out the way you were expecting it to, you can be with that disappointment, letting it move through you. If it's some fear of the uncertainty that we talked about last week, that fear that arises, and now you're no longer overwhelmed by it because you've welcomed the energy, you can sit with it, allowing it to move through you. If it's sadness, if it's grief, if it's loss, for you to be with that emotion, to experience the sadness. We are meant to feel emotions. If we've lost someone that's important to us, we should be able to feel that. Not the story, always being mindful, the little story wants to come back in. But no, how is this going to affect me in the future? I won't be able to survive, I won't make it. That's not being with it, that's pushing back on it. That's not being present with it, it's not accepting it. And so as we're with whatever it is that's arising, if it's sadness and loss, and if tears want to come, let the tears flow. Be with the sadness. Be with the disappointment. Be with the fear. Allow it to move through you naturally without pushing it away. Because all of our thoughts, all of our feelings, all of our emotions, all of our experiences, they're all impermanent. They arise and they pass away. And they arise and they pass away. And that's what you'll see when you're there with it, when you're present. You allow it to move through you naturally, exiting out, not getting stuck. You allow it to move through you so that you can bear it in the present moment. Because we can always bear what's happening in this moment. It's the fear of how are we going to handle it in the future that throws us into despair, that overwhelms us, that allows us to not be able to experience the emotion, but instead we get stuck. So the more that we can do that, allowing it to just move through us. And after a while, it might come back again, especially if we're dealing with something like sadness or loss, or disappointment or fear of uncertainty. It'll come back again. And when it comes back, you do the same thing again, those 10 mindful breaths, welcoming the energy, letting go of whatever is ready to go on the exhale, but welcoming it, being with it, being present, being accepting with it. And every time we do that, the emotion becomes a little less strong. It starts to fade. And when it comes, it doesn't come in that big whoosh that just, we get caught. It comes in and we see it, we go, oh, I know what to do. I know what to do, it's okay. I don't have to fear unpleasant emotions. I know what to do. So instead of the old patterns of resisting and pushing away, we move towards the discomfort. And it's empowering. And there's so much freedom in saying, I don't have to fear this, because we can bear the discomfort in the present moment. It is the story about how we will handle it in the future that overwhelms us. So the more we keep practicing being with it in the present moment, accepting it, even finding little moments of peace, of equanimity, and at the very least, a lot less suffering.